All right. Here we go. This is it. Getting ready to do it again.
Do it.
Tampa Bay. Back at you. Porch Talk Radio live here on the big, powerful 1150 AM WTMP. I just don't know where to start today.
There's a lot going on.
It's so much going on, and
Wow.
and I got a new adopted family. So I guess my adopted son gets to come on the show whenever he wants.
Thank you.
And I was at an event last night, and I told him, I had heard his brother sing before. Never heard his little sister sing. So the baby was there from the family last night. He had an event. So sitting with us again today. I guess I say like my adopted son, but I'm definitely kind of helping him with his campaign. And so he's got a bunch of folks coming in here at noon. And so I say, okay, well, you special, so you deserve the limelight. So you get,
Thank you, sir.
You get to come to the #1 show on WTMP, and then you can hang out with the rest of them folks later. So you get some spotlight here. You know how it shines brighter in some spots than it do other spots. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Shine
sir.
bright like a diamond.
So you
There you go. Shine bright like a diamond.
like a diamond. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So Porch Talk Radio
Ah.
here at you this morning. Let me go ahead and clean some stuff up because we have some stuff coming up in the community. So I'm gonna give you the info so you can call in. Gotta let you know. I was at the Open Cafe the other day, and for several different purposes and reasons and stuff, and it just amazes me. I'm telling you, Tampa Bay, it amazes me how many people and the type of people who are listening to this show. I'm telling you, I'm like, Eddie, I can't call in the show, but I'm listening every week. And Norman here is the witness to some. I'm not gonna throw him on the bus because these are very important people, and I respect them very much. And I just want them to know how much I respect them, and the fact that they're part of the leaning party. There's a party out there that's called leaning, because they have to kind of lean over and tell you real close to your ear. What they do it because they can't say it out loud. Because again, it's one of them kind of things. So I'm calling the leaning part. So they lean over and tell you in your ear, "I'm listening to your show. I'm listening to your show every week. I'm listening to your show, and my friends listening to your show." So again, I don't mind, because the fact that they're making sure I know that they're listening,
Absolutely.
and that's the important part.
And I have witnessed that.
And he has, and these are significant people. And on my own, I would not have thought that they was listening to the show, but they know how important it is to this community to be on the cutting edge of some of the things that we are doing. And again, I commend and I respect, and I am so glad that the folks that some of you guys will, because you guys all members of the hate party. I'm just hate down Trump party. So again, that's why I kind of stay away from those topics, because I know how you guys feel about it. But again,
They just don't like the truth. I don't know what we're gonna do.
But it's about how we move this whole thing forward, how we get this whole community moving in the right direction to help the community. See, that's what they get, because that's why they are the people they are. They understand that nothing like what we're doing has been done before. Nothing like this. Nothing on this scale.
Absolutely.
How do we change and move the entire... people who listen to the show know I'm not politically correct. I say black and white. I say black people and I say white people. So there's no misunderstanding about, was he talking to me or was not talking to me. I'm talking to all the black folks in this community right now. What we doing is going to help all of you, whether you want to be helped or not.
Right.
See, that's the thing about it. Once you start moving the front and you start moving the community, you got some people right there still hating. Some people still hate me because I'm a Republican, and hate me because I'm a black Republican, and hate me because of any kind of reason they want to hate me. But I'm going to tell you, this thing is moving. And it's moving with or without you.
Well, my parents always taught me, Mr. Adams, wise men disagree, but only fools fall out.
There you go.
Well,
the nature of this train, it will run over you. You okay? You want to lay in the track and protest. Like I hear a lot of folks are trying to protest now. You lay down in front of this train, it's gonna run you over, and it's not gonna even think about it because it's got too many people to help to be concerned with the crazy, stupid people. I'm just saying it. See, I'm not politically correct. This show is not politically correct. So you got some crazy, stupid people who think somehow they're bigger and better and better than the entire community being successful. No, we ain't for you. We ain't give you no attention. None at all.
We just have to speak truth to power.
That's what we're gonna do. But they ain't got no power. That's why they where they at. I'm just being straightforward. Truth to power, usually black folks trying to beg white folk for stuff. I get tired of begging. I don't even like begging. So if we gotta beg for it, I'm like, no, we'll figure a way to do it ourselves, which is what we're trying to do right now. That's what this thing is all about. And for folks who don't know what we're talking about getting black folks jobs, because again, part of the whole problem we got is economics. Now, I'm gonna say, and again, I ain't even get information out, but I'm gonna say that you got more black folks employed in this country today than you had since the Emancipation Proclamation. For you stupid people who don't know what that was when black folks supposedly officially became free. You got more black folks employed today than you had since then. That's a long time of having, black folks not having to look for jobs. And I'm telling you, we're doing health fairs, so we are making opportunities for the ones who don't have jobs to get jobs. And I don't care how long your criminal record is, just as long as you don't steal from the people we get these jobs
Don't
to
do
you from.
that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But if you do,
Walk away.
my name is Norman Harris.
Okay,
I
so
do
long.
criminal defense work.
Go ahead and get that.
Sweet,
Go
sweet.
ahead and get that cheap plug in.
But don't do it though. Don't do it.
All right, let me go ahead and get the information out because again, thank you guys for listening to Porch Talk Radio. And something else I found out is that we probably have more white listeners than black listeners. Because when I go out, I have a bunch of white folks saying we listen to the show, and we're telling all our friends to listen to the show. So we are doing something that's probably not been done before. Because we are a black TMP show that probably has more listeners who are white than black. And the number's growing. It's going. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting the other night with one of the representatives of the Republican Party of Florida. I told you guys before, I'm not trying to recruit Republicans. I'm not trying. We just give you the information. We let you make your own decision up. So that's why I'm not recruiting. I believe if you give folks enough information, they'll make the right decision. They just got to get the right information.
Right.
See? So I told the Republican Party of Florida, anytime those guys want to come on the air and get the information out, because we're equal opportunity. I'm making my excuses now. I'm telling you guys, we got a bunch of Republicans, a herd of Republicans up in the room, but Norman is a Democrat. So again,
So we're praying for him. It's all right.
We're not gonna hold that against him because he's the best guy in that race.
I appreciate
Matter of
it.
fact,
Thank
you're
you
the
so much.
only guy in the race. I just thought about that. The dynamics of that. You're the only guy in the race.
Yes, somebody asked me, what makes you different from your opponents? I said, well, I don't look cute in a dress.
I would agree with that.
There you go. Let me get this information out so we can go ahead and start this
Well.
show. We don't spend 10 minutes. We didn't even start the show yet.
Keep going.
Well, every time you speak,
Okay.
you were informational.
Okay.
There you
well,
go.
Well, thank you. There we go.
I'll drink to that.
That's the way. That's the way to give it. And Gabriel over here doing his normal thing.
Come on.
All right. WTMP. The call-in number 813-251-9867. The call-in number for the show 813-251-9867. All right. My number. Somebody asked me for my number again last week. And I said, oh, you listen to my show, I give it out every week before the show starts. All right, my personal cell phone number, Eddie Adams Jr., here on Porch Talk Radio, is 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. Website. And we do have a website, finally, up and running. It don't look the way it's going to look here in a couple of weeks because we just getting it up, just getting it running, working out all the bugs, working out all the kinks. But Porch Talk Radio-dot-com. That's the website. Porch Talk Radio-dot-com. Porch.com. And I know there's somebody calling now, and I didn't even say don't call me during the show, but of course I know there's people who live to do it, and since they're not here today, I really think I know who it is without pulling out my phone and looking at it. All right.
It's not me.
Eddie Adams' email. Remember what I just told you? The website is Porch Talk Radio-dot-com. Well, it's Eddie, EDDIE, at Porch Talk Radio-dot-com. So that's my personal email address. Okay, now we're gonna get started with the show. And again, I have to make sure you guys understand, and this is something I want you to incorporate in your everyday language. I want this to be something that you think about whenever you're spending money. Because black folks' money, I'm telling you guys, and again, we're not politically correct. Black folks' money got to be smart. You got to have smart money.
That's right.
Your dollars has to have power. And I say this every show, but I got this from a sermon that I heard Norman Harris.
Preacher, brother. I pass the
Preach. Norman preached, and he used these words in his sermon. And I said, hell, that's good. So I don't mind telling you guys that I stole this from him. So he was the visionary. I don't know who he stole it from, but I can only give credit
Sure, that
from
word to be acquired.
From which I got it. So
Yes, it will be acquired, not stolen.
Stolen is negative.
So I don't know, was he
We
the
don't wanna talk
originator
about
of it? He heard it somewhere else, but it sounded good to me. So black folks' money has to have power. It has to have purpose. And it has to have vision. That means when you spend your dollars, and we're going to make it easier and easier for it to have vision, it's going to have to come back and help somebody in your community, or help people in your community, or help your community at large. That's what that means, vision. That means that dollar got future value even though you're spending it today.
Right.
And we're going to get people to saying that. We're going to get you believing that, because I'm going to tell you that every show. You're going to hear that from me, because we got to start living it. We got to start believing it. And when we do, our dollars will have so much more power, more strength, and our community's going to change. I'm going to make it so that at some point in time, when we actually do have our own credit, we have our own federal credit union. And I'm saying federal now, we haven't made that decision yet. But if it's a federal credit union, that means we get all that Hope 6 money.
That's right.
Stored there. We can get all the money from Tampa Housing and some other places in the community. Even some government money can be stuck there while they're waiting to figure out what they want to do with it. So again, that's why if it's a federal credit union, and the more and more I think about it, even though, like I said, we haven't made that decision yet officially, it just makes sense sometimes. So that being said, and I'm going to say it again, smart money. Black folks got to have smart money. Your money have to have power, have to have purpose, has to have vision. And without any further ado, for today's show, I am going to let him introduce himself, because I talk about him all the time. Now, I find myself having conversation with people, about Norman Harris, who's somebody who a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, I didn't even know exists. I didn't even know he was on the planet. And I have some Democratic friends who haven't called me in years, called me to ask me to meet and talk with Norman Harris. Norman Harris, tell folks about yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. I'm so glad that our paths crossed and we became very good friends. I am Norman Harris. I am a candidate for State Representative, District 61, right here in Hillsborough County. I'm so pleased to be here with Mr. Adams. And let me just pause here to thank Mr. Adams for coming out last night. I had a campaign event called Music and Conversation, and it was a wonderful event. Mr. Adams came, and we were so blessed by your presence, Mr. Adams.
Well, we had a couple hundred folks there, so it was a couple hundred people blessed by your presence and your family's presence, and it was a well-attended, very entertaining event.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what we're about positive change in District 61, and we're about making positive change with integrity. Now, I would like to meet all of you, and would like for all of you to have an opportunity to meet me. So, Mr. Adams, I just want to share some events that I will be attending in the next couple weeks.
Yes, go ahead. Now, I must tell you folks that myself and Mr. Harris had a hair coloring conversation too. But I'm not gonna
Y'all gonna do it together?
I'm not gonna
go blonde.
I'm not gonna give you
You're two black men gonna go blonde,
all
right?
the details of it, but I just throw it out there. And next time you guys talk to or see Mr. Harris, ask him about that conversation so that way I know you're listening to the show. Go ahead.
Oh, so we're not going to discuss it here.
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
Unless you want to now, because I already said what I wanted to say about it. But again, go ahead and tell folks where you're gonna be, so they can come up to you and ask you about
About what it is, the conversation that
Yes.
you and I had.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on tomorrow, Sunday, we will be at St. James AME in Progress Village. St. James AME in Progress Village at 10 o'clock a.m. Please meet me there. On Tuesday
who's the
evening,
pastor over there at St. James.
I don't remember the pastor's name.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to trap you.
No, you didn't trap me. I just don't.
Sorry about
Look
that. Okay. Go keep going. I keep my mouth shut.
No. On Tuesday, we will be at the Jackson Heights Neighborhood Watch meeting at the NFL Yet Center of Lake Avenue, and it starts at 6:30. On Wednesday, we'll be at the Seminole Heights Neighborhood meeting at United Methodist Church off of North Central Avenue at 6:30 a.m. Now, my campaign is having a meet and greet and fundraiser on Friday evening, July the 20th, at Michelle Fado's in the Encore off of Ray Charles Boulevard, 1218 Ray Charles Boulevard, at 5:30, from 5:30 until 7:30. So those are some events that we have coming up for this upcoming week.
All right, now me and you had a conversation yesterday, and we did not get a chance to get it finalized. So I'm just throw it out there, and if your brother's listening, he will get it the same time as probably 100,000 other people get it. Is because I heard that Alex Harris, your brother, is like a mega superstar in Pinellas County, and everybody I talk to say, "Oh, Alex the man." So what you should do, if you have not asked your brother to do a fundraising event for you in Pinellas, and I know folks can't vote for you, but I'm gonna tell you something. And if you have not realized it yet, greenbacks, money, dollar bills is good everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then every candidate that's running for anything, including David Strass, who already have $1 million in his campaign, they still like money. So if you can talk your brother into doing a fundraiser in Pinellas County for you to raise money for your cause. Matter of fact, the fundraiser that you guys had last night was more of a entertainment thing. You know,
Yes.
it was entertaining. You had good food. You had sweets. You had a sweet table. It's been a long time since I seen folks with a sweet table lay out a cotton. You had candy apples and sweet popcorn.
I had a big cake with my picture right on
big
the
old cake. I'm just saying. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have that kind of event. It is not a political fundraiser. It is a family outing in which you get to be entertained by this very charming family, because his sister is beautiful and she's talented, and his brother
Single.
his brother, I ain't gonna say his brother's beautiful because men don't do that.
You would say handsome.
I would say handsome.
There
Yes,
you
good
go.
looking young man.
There
So
we are.
so if you got a daughter that's single, I think all the Harris boys single, right?
Well, now Alex, he's engaged. So
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm gonna tell you what I used to do when I was in college.
Uh-oh.
Unless you got the
Come on.
wedding ring on,
Oh,
unless you got the wedding ring on, you ain't you. It's possibilities out there.
See, I
Because I'm gonna tell you, if the right young lady walked up, unless it's hard, unless she'll pull his heart out his chest, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes your mind can get changed.
Well, I won't disclose who she is, but
Okay.
I love his fiance, so I gotta step up here. And,
Oh,
You gotta defend it. You gotta defend
she's
it.
a
Okay.
very wonderful person. so-
Okay.
behave, Eddie. Behave, Sam.
Good.
Moving along. Moving along. Next.
But anyway, you know, I told him, I said my son is is 45 and he's not married and he's got a good job, but he's working 16 hours a week. So I may have to have him cut back on some of that and come meet your
16
sister.
hours a
right?
week or a day?
Yeah.
16 hours a day.
Yes. Well, again, he ain't got nothing else but work, so he got time on his hand. So he cut back to 12 hours or something like that, a couple hours, and go get a real life. Get a real life.
Yeah,
So,
there you go, Dad.
so folks, Norman Harris. I'm gonna tell you something. I was talking with some folks about Norman Harris, and I'm telling you, the people in District 61 are kind of upset because I'm gonna tell you what the lady told me. She said we worked our butt off to get some folks elected. I mean, the last two representatives they had did one term, and thought they must have read the press clippings or something, and thought there was more than District 61 either deserved or needed or could handle, because they want to go do more. They want to do more. And neither of the last two at this point have been successful, because we got one that went off and didn't come back, and then we got another one. Well, I'm good. Okay, we got Ed Narang and we got Sean Shaw. Those were the last two representatives, and the folks saying, okay, well, we worked our butt off to get these folks elected, and they told us that this is what they wanted. If I'm throwing you on the bus, it's your fault, because you got elected, and then you deserted them. So I had this conversation with Norm. I said, Norm, them folks are tired of getting representatives elected, and then they run off after one term and do something else. What do you say about that, sir?
I am here to stay. I'm just like God. I'm hard to get rid of.
There you go. There you go.
Wait, you blaspheming. Now you're going to got people all mad.
No, I'm not blaspheming. I'm just identifying with a God characteristic.
Almighty force.
Just identify with the God characteristic. And let me just say that I respect Sean Shaw and Narang. I greatly respect them. So what I'm doing is no intentional reflection on what they did. So those comments were your comments. They're not mine.
No. I'm a big boy. I put my big boy pants on, shoes, and socks.
I respect that.
So I'm good.
I respect that. But I have to be clear. But I certainly believe that this district needs stability.
Yes.
And what we're about is building a compassionate and trusting relationship with District 61. I have had the blessed opportunity to speak with a number of persons within the district, including community leaders.
Yes.
Whose name I would not call, but and one of the conversations that we've had was the importance of building a compassionate and trusting relationship. And I love to say, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, I'm here to build partnerships, to build lasting relationships. And I even told my volunteer group, who I call my campaign family, that you're not working until I get elected, but we are a family. We're going to stay together, and we're going to stay in this community, and we're going to stay connected with pastors. We're going to stay connected with neighborhood association leaders, with crime watch leaders. We're going to stay connected with law enforcement. We're going to stay connected with all the community leaders and persons within the different neighborhoods within the district, because we are here to make a difference in our community, a positive difference.
See, I'm still looking back on Miss Betty Reed. Miss Betty Reed was the last rep who looked forward to being the rep for 61, and the only reason she left because she termed out. And then after she termed out, she said, okay, well, I'll run for Senate. After she paid her dues and did it the old-fashioned way. And I know these young folks, I mean, Miss Betty was 70 when she got elected, and she stayed there for the whole 8-year period. I mean, I know these other young whippersnappers, get in there and like the old folks used to say, they start smelling their muss, and next thing you know, they out the door looking for bigger, better, more fashionable paths, what they say, pastors, meadows to walk in. And again, I think 61 needs someone who will stay there, because you get strength. The way the process and the system work, if the longer you stay somewhere in state government, you got 8 years. So if you stay there 5, 6, 8 years, when you get ready to go, you've already gained the power, gained the strength. You don't gain anything in 2 years, not in state government. I'm just saying it's the nature of the beast. I understand politics,
Right.
and you got to pay your dues. And if you're not willing to pay your dues, you're not going to make it to the next level, and you're going to be like some other folks out there, going to be unemployed.
That's true. That's true. And you mentioned Representative Betty Reed. She is a wonderful person. I've had on a number of occasions, I've had opportunity to speak with her. She's very humble, and she loves the community.
Yeah.
And I think that she has set an example for anybody running for public office, because it's one thing to be in public office and perform and whatever functions associated with that particular public office, but it's another thing to actually have a strong community presence and to be accessible to persons in the community with whom we serve.
Accessible to anybody in your community. And it just happened that you got Progress Village.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and tell the communities, because all these different groups got community organizations already established, and they've
Correct.
already been helping folks. And many of these same groups and organizations that I'm talking to now helped Miss Betty, and they was pretty upset with the whole stuff that happened. We're not going to get into that because that's a whole nother story. But what we want to focus on is the groups that got together to help Miss Betty get elected, and then got together to help some of these other people get elected, but did not get the same results. So I'm just saying that the results these groups and these organizations is looking for, they're going to get from you, because you're a young man that understands that in order to build power, you got to build it from the ground up. And most of these neighborhoods and most of these groups are grassroots community groups. And I'm gonna throw this out there, and they most of them are Democratic. So again, there's not a Republican running in the race, but I'm just saying there's a nature to where the way these groups are built, and most of these groups are led by young females. And again, that's the thing about it. And I'm just gonna leave it right there because I know you understand what I'm saying.
Don't get offended. Don't want anybody offended.
Yeah, but one of the things I like about District 61 is it's a district with so many different communities. As you earlier stated, you have Progress Village, you have Palm River, you have Claremelle, you have parts of Temple Terrace, we have parts of West Tampa, we have East Tampa, we have downtown, we have Seminole Heights, Tampa Heights. There are just so many different neighborhoods within the district, and each one has its own heart and soul, and each one has its own concerns. East Tampa has its concerns that may be different from the concerns of Progress Village, and we have to be able to get out there and get involved in all of the different communities within the larger community, because everybody is important. And I learned a lesson about 2 weeks ago. I was in my office, and I told this story last night. I was in my office after 5, and I mistakenly locked my keys in my office, and I was stuck. So then I found myself getting on the elevator, going from floor to floor, and guess who I was looking for? I was looking for the janitor, because the janitors had the master key to the building after 5. That just reaffirmed something that I already know, that everybody is important, and we all need each other. So we have to listen to each other, talk with each other, and certainly another person's concern should always be our concern, because we're connected. It's a brother and sisterhood.
Well, see, that's kind of every now and then God has His way of grounding us.
Yes.
It didn't take me long when I first got into politics to understand, how politics actually work, and it made me a different person, because I have spent trips to D.C. and Tallahassee and dealt with a lot of folks who are not easy to deal with. And what I learned is I don't look down on anyone, and
Absolutely.
in the same light and in the same vein, I don't put nobody up on a pedestal and have to look up at them. I'm just saying, that's just me. And that starts from the President of the United States all the way down to kids in high school, because I'm going to tell you something, every now and then, them kids can teach you something too.
Right.
Because
Right.
we used to mentor, and we'd be in the classroom with kids, and again, no matter what you project
Correct.
on other people, don't make it so. That just come from your head, you know,
Your
out
perception,
your
right.
eyeball, and you judging and perceptioning and all that kind of other stuff. And as a politician, you don't do it. You don't look down on nobody. You don't look up at nobody. And you look them in their face. You look them right in their eyeball and have conversation with people.
Right.
And that's the only way to do it.
Right. And you don't become that way because you become a politician. You should be a good person
Before.
Right. And sometimes people make comments like, how should I become a good husband? How should I become a good wife? How should I become a good student? How should I become a good preacher? How should I become, well, be a good person.
Period.
If you're a good person,
Yeah.
then whatever hat you wear
That's right.
will reflect the type of person that you are.
it is. And you cannot not. I'm gonna tell you what you could do. You could fake some stuff for a little while, but the longer a person stay around you,
Right.
the more that inner monster is that if that's what you got,
Right.
the inner beast is gonna sneak his head out and her head out. And after a while, you know, that's who you are, and everybody gonna see it. So you might as well start out being who you are,
Right.
and being comfortable.
Exactly.
You know, long as they know that's you, they ain't gotta misread anything they get. Like I tell people, you get me, I don't care where you see me at, I am the same person. Period.
And that is the truth. That is the
And I've
truth.
read statistics on what you guys are saying, that there's the old mindset we have, or the old phrase that when you get old, you get cranky. And statistics have proven that is not true. If you're cranky to begin with, then you're going to be cranky. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Absolutely.
That's right. You
So,
can be a cranky
I've ran
18-year-old.
across some really nice retirees that are up in their years. They're happy-go-lucky, nice people. They don't gripe and complain much about their just being older.
Right.
Just because they're older doesn't mean they're decrepit. They're just
Correct.
older.
They're just older.
And as for the cranky and cranky and all that, the people are already that before they got to being old. So
Absolutely.
just clarifying that.
Well, see, I learned something about actually being older. Is what I don't do is see. There are a lot of people who complain about everything, and see me, I don't complain because I don't want people to know if something is hurting me. I mean, that's bad. I mean, we just mean being a male. But you don't tell people and whine about stuff hurting you because stuff hurting you. When you get older, I'm going to tell you, you're going to wake up and stuff going to be hurting that wasn't hurting when you went to sleep, and you ain't did nothing but lay in the bed all night.
Oh, boy,
That's the nature of getting old.
You starting to sound like my dad never sounded. But I would like to say that I'm not running for public office to become a servant.
You already won.
I'm running because I am a servant.
There you go. See?
And whether it has been in the pulpit as a preacher, whether it has been in the community and the courtroom as a lawyer or as a musician, my life has been focused on service. And for me, running for public office only expands the platform to provide exposure and opportunity to serve more.
There you go. See, and that's got to be what it's about. The offshoot of being a public servant is the ability to go and actually represent other people. You can't go and try to learn on the job how to be a servant.
Right.
Servant is a servant.
Absolutely.
And what you get pointed to is a particular area to serve. Because all this stuff I'm doing, you know, about the Black Credit Union, about these job fairs, about some of this other stuff, that is all stuff ain't nobody. And I mean ain't. I know somebody said he said ain't. I didn't mean ain't. You know, ain't nobody paying me to do this. I don't get a fee. I don't. You know what my fee is? Helping this community move and take steps forward that's gonna make this community a better community in the long run. And I had to find something out this week because I didn't know what MAGA meant, because I see it all over the place. The mega, and then it said mega hat and all that. The mega thing is Make America Great Again, which somehow has been a cry of hatred in this. I mean, I'm being straightforward. I didn't know what it meant. So you know what I did? I went and looked up mega. Make America Great Again. Okay, it's people who are now thinking that's racist. I'm gonna tell you, I want to make this community great again. So that make me a racist?
So Eddie, wait a minute. You're doing a little history here. You're doing some searching for that. Do you realize that when Bill Clinton used the identical term, phrase, it wasn't racist. Except he did it with a Dixie flag. So when a Democrat does it with a Dixie flag, it's beautiful.
Okay.
That's a little history.
Okay.
Well, I think one thing that we can notice is just context. Context is what makes the difference.
Because the phrase by itself is nothing.
Right.
It's a phrase.
Right.
But your words, what power do people give them? And if they now want to, because a conservative is using them, okay, Trump's not a conservative, I give you that. But just because a Republican is using it, it's not become negative. But when a Democrat used it with a Dixie flag, oh, that was beautiful. That was art.
Yeah.
The perception of those words and who gave them.
Well, what we're gonna do?
I will agree with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the on this day in history,
Moving along.
and then because we only got like 20 minutes left in this show, if you want to hang around with us as we continue the conversation.
Come on, we were just about to get into a really good discussion. No, just teasing.
Come on.
because I have to measurably, do the conversation on national topics and issues, because again, we got the hate Trump 24-hour a day, community out there, and I can only give them doses of what's actually happening, to keep them off from that hate rubbing off on me, and realize I'm trying to do some good, but along the way I'm trying to also give them some information that as one day they're gonna wake up and it's gonna be their idea of all this great stuff happening around them, and they didn't notice it because they were so busy hating.
Right.
Because our economy is doing amazing.
Well, the economy's doing amazing. Some other things.
Less unemployed black people, and what did it say?
Since-
Not
since-
history, but almost history.
Well, since the
And
Emancipation
it took a white
Proclamation.
guy, not a black guy, to make it happen.
Well, see, again, you can't free yourself. I'm just telling you, I don't care. Whatever has enslaved you, other than fat,
Oh.
you can't free yourself. You got to have somebody else free you, especially when we're talking about politics and countries.
Is that a mindset you're talking about, Eddie?
No.
That a mindset?
No. There's a whole bunch of slaves want to get off the plantation, but until somebody say y'all can leave, okay, we ain't gonna shoot you. That's a whole concept, that whole another set of ideas. But it is what makes our community as black folks different than other communities. And when we figure out,
Hispanics are right there, man. That mindset gets
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all they got to do, it's not good. And thankfully, a majority of minorities, black and Hispanic, are really, I know a lot of good ones down across there. They're working, taking care of the families. They're doing things to help out in the community. We have a majority, I'm going to just speak out, a majority of minorities that are doing very good in our economy here. Majority.
Right.
We got a few.
Yeah.
I got them on my side of the fence that I don't know why they're breathing. They're just there making a mess, and the media is going to go advertise them
Yeah.
as the voice for the Hispanic community,
Yeah.
and they're the slugs that need to go get a job, get some counseling, get some treatment, whatever, and move on with their life. But they don't do it, and that's who the media focuses on. The same thing with the black community, because right now, historically, statistically, we know the majority of the people on food stamps, it's white people.
always been white folks. See,
We
people
know
don't
that.
realize that.
But yet the media
Always has
plays
been
it up.
white folks.
Oh, minorities. So
From
what
day
type
one.
of assistance you getting? Well,
Poverty
assistance
pimps,
of mine.
welfare queens.
Yeah, and stereotypes.
All have to be black
Stereotypes.
for the media.
And the media loves that stuff, and it eats us up. And we're like, wait a minute.
No, I'm trying to get too sensitive.
We gotta go quick, Norman.
you gotta jump
We're
in.
on roll, brother. We're
I'm
on
going
roll.
to say there are many voices and many perspectives, and a lot of, relativity is one of the intrigues of life. So I appreciate, I would be unhesitant to say that.
Remiss is a nicer word, I think.
I said unhesitant to say that I was an Obama supporter, but we appreciate hearing the diverse opinions and voices and perspectives. That's America.
Yeah, but see, we're not talking
But
about.
see, you're listening to us. You're not
Yeah.
fighting with us.
Yeah.
You're not hating us. You're saying, well, that's your opinion.
But,
Right.
but
And you
see,
can see it for what it is.
That's
Some people
why-
want to yell and scream. You're like, wait a minute. Now you want to kill people?
But-
You want to shoot people? That's
see,
not right.
See, that's why I don't try not to talk Obama Trump, because again, that opened up the door for people to go brain blind, about anything
Brain blind. I got a new phrase here.
about
Brain
anything
blind.
that come after you say, Trump, or anything after you say Obama.
You can say Jesus 20 times, they're going to hear it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They brain will not see or hear anything after those two words, because they're so fixed in hate. You see what I'm saying? Because hate takes more energy than love and joy and laughter.
But I don't believe it. These two men that just have names, like
Yeah,
regular people, these two men that just have names, they didn't create it.
No.
I believe it was already there.
Well,
they exposed it.
Well, the
But it was
media,
already there.
the media
They didn't
take
create it.
advantage and need an agenda. And their agenda is never the same as the people's agenda because the media is so high and mighty, lording over everybody. And as they lord over everybody, they make opinion and you have to follow it. And see, I'm stupid because I've been thinking for myself most of my life. I won't say all my life because when I was a child, I didn't think and I didn't.
You didn't have to.
I didn't pay bills
Mama
or I didn't
feed
do
me.
all
I'm
that
good.
stuff.
Right.
You know, but as an
boys.
adult, most of my life I have been a person that thought for themselves. I never believed in a party line. I never believed in all that stuff that's going on there. And if I can get it for myself, I'm not gonna ask you because for me to ask somebody for something, I'm telling anybody that knows me, I ain't begging you for crap unless I really have to. And it's my job to make sure I don't never really have to.
Because you're being responsible.
So
you're
I
making
don't do
things
it very
happen, just
often.
like Mr. Harris here.
So,
you're making things
yeah.
happen. You want to show up, you start talking about your show, your program, what you're doing with your politics and things, you're not afraid to do that.
Right.
You're all right. But then you took the action.
Yes, sir.
You stepped out. You said, hey, go meet Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Go meet Eddie. He
Absolutely.
might be able to
They
help you
did
out.
say that because I would not know he exists unless some people.
And you stepped up. Yeah, that's me.
Absolutely.
I'm Norman Harris.
Absolutely.
I'm the one running for office. I can make some changes.
Yes, sir.
I can give back to the community. And just because of the color of my skin, that's not my future.
Correct.
It's just the color of my skin.
We define our own reality.
Oh my goodness.
God has given us the power to
Did you
define
give
our
your
own
history
reality.
thing that I always read backwards? I read it backwards for you again.
No, I do. Let me do
Oh,
it because I gotta
don't get
complain.
picky. Don't
I
get picky.
gotta complain. I get called about everything about the show. Oh, don't you do the on this day in history because those other guys really don't want to do it, and
I'll do it. I'll just do it my way.
And then they don't do it. You know, again. Let me go ahead and get that out the
Come
way
on.
so we can get to some other stuff before the show is over with. Okay, on this day in history, this day, July 14th. 1789, the French Revolution began with the Parisians, the folks, the citizens of Paris, stormed the Bastille prison and released 7 prisoners inside. That whole French Revolution thing was about 7 prisoners. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I say. But that's why I do this, you know, and it's for no other reason for somebody who believes in trivia, and it makes me more educated because I have to look this stuff up and then present it to you guys. All right, on this day, July 14th, 1798, the U.S. Congress passed the Sedition Act.
Mm-hmm.
The act made it a federal crime to write, publish, or utter false or miscellaneous statements about the U.S. government.
So that was before CNN then.
I'm just telling you. I mean, there's a act
saying.
that the U.S. Congress passed called the Sedition Act, and you can't write, you can't publish, you can't utter falsehoods about the U.S. government. That was in 1798. So just remember.
Now it's just daily practice.
Just remember, guys. Okay. And on this date, July 14th, 1945, American battleships and cruisers bombarded the Japanese home island for the first time back in World War II. All right. On this day, 1951, George Washington Carver National Monument in Joplin, Missouri,
We can do this.
became the first national park to honor an African American. I did not know that there is a park with a monument of George Washington Carver. Did not know
I
that.
did not know that either.
See, there we go.
There we go.
And on this date, July 14th, 1968, Hank Aaron, Atlanta Braves, hit his 500th career home run. See, now if I had one of them Jeopardy things, you know, see, we would be able to do that right now. So again, you know, every now and then.
He just wouldn't stop swinging, would he?
No,
He just would, and he actually, if you looked at the numbers, it wasn't that good, but he just wouldn't stop. He just kept on going. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it happen, and he did. It's pretty amazing.
And you know they had protests. You know they had protests about him, you know, breaking Babe Ruth's home run record.
Really?
And the whole 9 yards. He got death threats. You see what I'm saying?
For being better.
That's the
For
country.
being-
That's the country we live in.
Wow.
It's a
He
crab
got
theory.
death
You know the crab
threats.
theory?
No.
When one of your people start doing a little bit better, somebody's got to reach up and grab,
Oh,
pull them back
yes,
down in the
grab.
bucket
Yes.
to stay down with that mindset.
And I-
Get back in here on the plantation. You're not allowed to go.
And I think Tamara just said something about we became cannibals. So not only
Really?
do we pull them back in the barrel, we start eating on them. we start eating on them. So that's our yeah. We're gonna pull you back. You trying to get out? We're gonna pull you back in, and we're gonna throw you in the corner, and somebody will come over there and eat you later.
Oh, yeah. Not good. Not good.
So
We're so intelligent.
So again, you know, that's what it's all about. And I must tell folks again, thank you for everybody who came to my Juneteenth event for my grand crew on June the 22nd. It was an excellent event. I met so many people at that event because this is the first time I had a bunch of people there who I did not know. You know, usually I know everybody there because I invite everybody. So it was a bunch of people who showed up that I didn't know that was invited by other people, and they came. And again, this year our entertainment was Alex and Norman Harris.
Yes, sir.
And I got so many good comments about that. Because normally, I mean, we've had Sean Brown, and Sean is an excellent entertainer.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
You know,
performer.
but he was scheduled to do it, and at the last minute, something came up, and he ended up being out of town. And Norman volunteered, not only himself, but he volunteered his brother. So,
Yes.
and they thought they was doing it for free. But everybody that's on my program, I always give them some kind of check. Cause you get people to volunteer, but when you give them a check,
If you hold it just a few more months, okay?
I ain't had nobody turn down those checks yet. So they're not big checks, but again, you know.
Do you have any more programs coming up soon?
Oh, yeah. Schedule.
Well,
I need some more checks. I need some more checks, Mr. Adams.
Okay, well, we'll take care of that. But again, thank you guys, and we're looking forward to being a part. Because for you guys who have Facebook, I posted the $2 or $3 billion events that are happening for the Port of Tampa over the next few years, because they got some 20-story, 27-story buildings that they're going to put up. They got a brand new plaza that the port is going to do. They got a whole new community, I guess, right beside and along with the Channel Side thing that Jeff Vinnick is doing. So, I mean, they're down there together between Jeff Vinnick and the Port Authority. You know, they're part of that $13 billion being spent in downtown Tampa. They're not including in that $13 billion the money that the airport is spending. It's a lot of money being spent, and it's being spent around our community. We're not in the middle of it. We're not in the heart of it. And if they can, we're not at the table. I heard somebody say earlier, we're not at the table, then we're on the menu. Well,
I said that last night.
okay, all right. all right. So that's why I got it. You know, I know I heard somebody say it, you know, and that's a fact. And what we're trying to make sure, a community our size, we have over 100,000 blacks in Hillsborough County. You cannot be overlooked. You cannot be bid around. You cannot be built around. You got to be a part of it. Got to be in the heart of it. And we need politicos, and I'm saying politicos because it's a whole grade of folks who are into politics, and they help make this community strong. And we're going to add one after this election cycle. His name is Norman Harris.
Norman Harris, State Representative for District 61. Meet me tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at St. James ME. The pastor is Pastor Michael Price. You asked me earlier, you caught me off guard with that question. I had to think about it. Michael Price,
All right.
Pastor Michael Price, the St. James AME Church, and we're looking forward to seeing you. And August the 28th is election day for the primary. If you're in District 61, Norman Harris will be on your ballot. Please, I am asking you for your support, because together we can make District 61 a stronger community in Hillsborough County.
Shazam.
All right, there we go. So now that Norman's got that off his chest,
There you go. Moving on.
and I have to do this every show, so this is a part of the show. On my ballot, and that means people who I am supporting this election, be it the general election and the city council election. These are the folks I'm supporting, and I want to make sure that I say this often enough so you folks know. I told you I'm going to let you know who I'm going to vote for. I'm going to let you know who I'm going to vote for. These are my candidates. Rick Scott for Senate.
Absolutely.
Adam Putnam for governor. Chad Cronister for sheriff. Ross Spanos for Congress, District 15. Ashley Moody for Attorney General.
Absolutely.
Sally Harris for School Board Member, District 2. Melissa Spivey for School Board, District 4. Adam Bantner II for County Court Judge, Group 2. Jared Smith for County Court Judge, District 5. And Jared Smith is currently a judge. Sissy Sevin, Bosa 7, for Circuit Court Judge, Group 25. Dana Young for State Senate, District 18. Tom Lee for State Senate, District 20. Norman Harris
Yes!
for State House 61. David Strass for Mayor, City of Tampa. Walter Smith II for City Council, District 1. Now, I know we got a couple of Democrats in there, but there is not a Republican running for mayor. I actually went to the supervisory election site to make sure for Norman's seat there is no Republican running, and for Walter Smith II's seat there is no Republican running. So for those who have questions about the Democrats I'm supporting, there's no Republicans in those races, and because I'm human and I'm a political, I get to vote anyway, and if there's no Republican to vote for, I pick the best Democrat in the race. So that's how I do that.
I appreciate you picking me, Miss Adams.
Yes, sir. So, folks, we're going to do some things here in Tampa Bay together. Let me tell you, we got a fundraiser, but well, not a fundraiser. We have a career fair. And Janet Cruz is having a career fair. Again, we're trying to put people to work. For me, that's not political.
And to that, we don't necessarily have to agree with their political party or affiliation.
As long as they help in the community.
If they help the community, they help the community.
Right.
And come on, folks, let's just put this other baloney down and let's go help some people.
All right, so Wednesday, July 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Higgins Hall, which is located at 5225 North Himes Avenue. Janet Cruz is going to have a job fair, and I have been told there's going to be over 100 employers there giving people jobs. So again, if you're looking for a job, show up at this job fair. A little group that we have together is doing another job fair Saturday, August the 18th at the Port of Tampa. And that's going to be from 9 to 2.
Is that the Janet Cruz one you're saying?
No, that's the port. At the port. Port of Tampa, August 18th.
Okay.
We're going to do another one. So I want you guys to understand that what we're doing here isn't about politics entirely. It's more about how do we make this community better? How do we improve this community? And just so you guys know a little bit, about the Black Credit Union, we are moving into some final phases of organization. Part of what I was assigned to do was to get the 4 major religious groups to be part of the business group that we have. And I'm going to tell you, we're halfway there. So of the 4 major religious groups, we've got commitments from 2 of the pastors. So we got over 80-something churches involved at this point with those 2 pastors. And then once I get the other 2, I will let you know. And then we will go on to our next step, because part of the whole organization thing was capitalization. The other Black credit unions failed because they was undercapitalized. They only had 1 church each. One was around for 60 years and one was around about 10 years. But still they was undercapitalized, which is what was ultimately their downfall. We're starting this thing out, this Black credit union out, with over 100 churches. Capitalization won't be one of our issues. Part of our team is David Straz. David Straz just happened to be a billionaire. And if you're talking about financial institutions, it's not bad to have a billionaire as part of your initial group. And we also have the only Black airline owner in America as part of our team. That's John Ashley. And we have another significant person that many people in this area know and understand, and that's George Tinsley. So George Tinsley is a part of the group now. So we're building a network with the right base, the right foundation, and with the right people. So after we get the other 2 pastors on board, then we'll make an announcement, and then we'll go on to another phase of this process with deciding whether or not we're going to be a credit union, that's a state credit union, a federal credit union, and chartering and getting whatever certificates we need, and getting whatever building we need, and getting people in places to actually run the thing. So again, I'm not a banker, but I've been given the task, and I did not turn away from the opportunity. We have made it happen. So again, thank you, Norman, for being on the show with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel, for sitting here with us. And we love you. Until next week, same bad time, same bad station. Eddie Adams from Porch Talk Radio.
God bless America.
See you. Love you. Bye-bye.